Hi everyone, this is Oldbackpac from the Gankbush squad, bringing you Diablo in our newest series of how to tank. So Diablo is one of the original tanks in the game, all the way since Alpha, back there with Arthas, and his kit has never really changed. He has always been one of the premier gank tanks. And by that I mean his ability to displace people with his Q and his E has always made him great at just roaming around lanes and getting kills. And he's usually good in roam maps like Dragonshire and the Warhead Junction, but he still has utility in maps like this. Or if you roll 20, just throw Medivh and Diablo and win against Korean teams. Okay, so as you see in this, Diablo is not a solo laner. He's terrible at it. He has to be here to be part of his team. And so Diablo's main goal should be to do this, is to flip and then Q. That's his whole combo. Or you do the opposite of Q and then E. Gives you a lot of displacement. And one of the key things to learn about Diablo is that your goal should be to be in between where your opponent wants to be and where you are. So his hitbox is massive, and a lot of his crowd control after the Q and E comes into body blocking, which hopefully we'll see here. But this is also a Silver 5 game. We may not see it. Like a minute ago, we saw Diablo flip one of the Somro clones. That's almost always a bad decision. You have a 1/3 chance of hitting a Somro, and even if you do, he wind walks out. Your real goal should be to hit targets that have very low mobility. In this case, it's going to be primarily KT, and in the off situation, if you have good burst, Lucio. If you see the enemy team comp, there is a Li Ming. Sorry, in the ally team comp. Oh, dude. Q him, Diablo. Okay, what we just missed there is that Nazeebo had a fantastic zombie wall. And with Diablo's Q, it does additional stun and additional damage if you Q someone into a wall. Nazeebo's zombie wall counts as terrain now. It used to be minions, but now it's terrain. So if you Q someone into a zombie wall, you get the bonus stun and the bonus damage. So it makes... That was a bad Q. it makes him much more useful. So right here, if Diablo was smart, he would stand around that exit point right there and give his team sight. Very well done, Diablo. Actually, I'm quite impressed. It also lets you to... That was a bad idea. Now he's getting outnumbered and probably going to die. But the idea is you want to be able to push enemies into walls all the time. For the most part, you should always aim to Q someone into a wall. And it causes Diablo to path a bit differently from other heroes, in that he usually stands on tangents, so he can get kind of better angles on heroes, put them into walls. And like I said, with the enemy team here, they're having so much mobility, being the mostly the Lucio and the Somro, you could Q the Varian, but he's Varian. You should never focus him first. It's usually a waste of your time. And here is... So right there is an opportunity to get Lucio. You saw Lucio with his back to the wall. That was a great initiate opportunity. However, so this Diablo should be focusing primarily on zoning for his medic. That's going to do a lot for his team. This is a Q opportunity to save Li Ming. Good job. Flip's kind of a waste, but yeah, they're outnumbered. Just get out. Hey, good job. Diablo, what you may not have noticed there is that he actually body blocked the stun from KT, which is a very common tactic tanks should be doing for their squishies. If you're backing up like that, make sure you are the one who body blocks the skill shots. I'm not sure that was intentional. He just kind of was running away for his life, but hey, if you see it, you do it on purpose, then you're, well, becoming a better tank. You are learning how to tank. Okay, now with the objective basically at even split, this is a good opportunity for camps. Not... Oh god. Well, Diablo wants to give team experience. Mission accomplished. Okay. At least the ally team is being very smart, being led by Tower Baron no less, and he is getting them the camps. Usually, when you are lost in the mines and you know you're going to lose the boss, you get camps and you try to split soak in order to compensate for the lost skulls by getting more EXP and more push. This way you go even on EXP. Which is a bit of a tangent, but in this game, EXP matters more. That was a good gank on Arthas. Come on, Q. Nice. Flip. And that right there is the standard Diablo combo, which is very well done. And now we're pushing D.Va into into the base, which is just great. Okay. Well done. They caught out KT and they won the team fight.
That's one problem dealt with.
In terms of talents, Diablo only really has one really good talent tree. And if you look at here, his level 1 is Lifesteal, which is laughably bad. So what Lifesteal does, if you've never read it, I don't blame you because you should never pick it. But it makes every auto attack you do drain 1% of the enemy hero's life. Enemy hero, not enemy unit. Enemy hero. So it's only marginally okay versus Chodol and Stitches. Other than that, it's trash. The best level 1 talent almost always is Devil's Due, not Bulwark. Bulwark is only used on maps like Hanamura or BOE where there are no globes, but if there is a globe available, Devil's Due gives you so much more sustain and mana, it's ridiculous not to use it. And at level 4, we can see that, actually that talent's entirely unknown to me. I think that's the overpower one where you slow after the flip. So right now we're staggering deaths. That was a lot of things went wrong there, and they're still staggering deaths. Okay. At least Nziba was smart enough to zone out the team. But yeah, back to the talents. Level 4, you almost always want From the Shadows, which increases the Q range of his dash, because that is his primary initiate. So to get more range on your initiate is just a very powerful tool. Oh, the deaths are being staggered so well by the allied team. And they want more fight. Oh, KT would have died there, Diablo! Go for the assassin. There we go. You got the assassin. Yes, so remember as I said, Diablo's primary target should almost always be KT. He didn't do it. And now he's going to get lucky by saved by Morales. So yeah, at level 4 you almost always want From the Shadows. And level 7 you... Oh, I missed the E. Level 7 you almost always want Soul Shield. That's the ability at level 7, Soul Shield. It gives him a 25% spell shield at maximum souls. So it's... I believe it's a quarter spell shield per soul you have. So if you have 50 souls, you get a total of 12.5%. It makes him very tanky. Nice initiate. Finally, he's on the KT. He might even die for this. If there's more if there's more damage on it, that would have worked. But now he's kind of overstayed his welcome. And Morales is... Yeah, so you see the Morales being zoned out. Now Diablo's going to die. Right here's an opportunity to Q the clone. Holy shit, he's living. Okay. Well, this brings up the level 10 talents, and he went APOC, which is a fantastic talent for this against this team. You notice the enemy team has Somro. So that means there are a total of 7 heroes on the map at one point when he casts his APOC. So he can give you 7 APOC circles on the ground. Which of course means more stun opportunities. When you cast APOC, you should always aim to cast it when you're in a tight, narrow place. This map isn't so great for that. Places like Cursed Hollow, Battlefield of Eternity is not so much, but the shrines. Oh, someone don't die. Oh, nice cancel on the Lucio. So that's one of the things people may not appreciate is his ability to have, well, 3 stuns. So he gets a lot of interrupts. However, the team was split, so they ended up losing. But the idea of getting skulls is Already done. They have 60 of the skulls. They can get camps comfortably now with Tower Barracks doing. Okay, and now it's just time to regroup. As a tank, your goal really should be to scout a lot more. So that gank that happened in the last team fight there kind of happened because Diablo was fighting minions. If he were to look to the left and notice, or just look at the mini map and notice that the camp just to the bottom of him or just below him was taken, they would have known the enemy was on the way. With the golem spawning, it being a 60-40 split, the team can either choose to defend or to push. You can see that the enemy team is choosing to push, or just defend the bottom, and Diablo is not with them. This is a mistake. Diablo's damage is really, really bad. He sets up kills. He doesn't actually deal any damage. So him being on this golem is just... he's hitting it with a Nerf bat. With the team split right now, and the enemy team having a Varian and Somro, Zebo's probably gonna die here. Wait, what the hell? He cast R. What the hell? The golem's wrecking him. You go, NPCs. Oh. And Diablo and Li Ming are still up top. This is going to be a death, most certainly. Yeah, this was no fault of, well, the three of them shouldn't have been there. Now Arthas is going to die. Can't avoid that. With Diablo and Li Ming being the last two up, I would actually consider just soaking top. He can't defend this with Li Ming. He can give a little bit of sight. He may get taunted here by Varian and get blown up, so just back up. He has... well, we can't see his soul count, but you'll know that this is a two-lane map, so if Diablo dies and gets reset, it's a huge HP loss. He gets a 40% HP buff from his 100 souls. When he gets reset, he becomes a much weaker tank. He's kind of a snowball tank. Oh, Diablo got lucky there. He got taunted, so it's helped his team out. This is a turn to back up because he dropped the beat. So right now, this teams are fighting over a taken camp. This is an opportunity where you just leave. Like, what are you fighting for? Like, the camp's been taken. What are you here for, really? Just for fighting for no reason? This could be a death. If they get it on Varian. Yeah, but that was a classic bad team fight. Diablo should not have dove back in. His ultimate was still down. The enemy used two ults themselves. Back up. You're near your walls. Wait it out, then re-engage. And this is one of the main points of being a tank. Is that when the tank goes in for a fight, the team will follow you, or they should, but you are really the shot caller on the team. And especially with Diablo, having the best initiate and no way to escape, once he picks a team fight, he has committed that team fight. Very Artanis-like, in that when the fight happens, he's either, going home with his shield or on it. This is a good time for the APOC. Well done. Stunned 5 members of the enemy team. Now he's going to get hit by this giant boom. Once again, times disengage. Yeah, this is a 4-on-1 here. It should be good for them. Oh, a nice zombie wall on the Zebo. That saved them. That saved their team fight. And Arthas is right. The team focusing Varian is causing them to focus their loss. Flip, Diablo. Q flip. Okay. Well, the allied team didn't follow Diablo, and he died. Okay, this is an opportunity for everyone just to back up. They have 2 mages, both are out of mana. They're down a man. They're a bit even on seeds. Oh, skulls. Yeah, Diablo needs to get his souls back up. Opportunity to get camps. If you read the text in there, stop poking Varian, he's right. So instead of getting camps, teams are just pushing lanes out, which is not bad for Diablo, but a terrible idea for other heroes. Like Arthas right now, you see on the minimap, is getting... Oh shit. Doing 4v1 again. Ah, he stole some seeds. Okay. That was a bad initiate. Even Arthas not even there yet. They just love doing stupid things. This is an opportunity where I think the enemy team is going to blame Arthas just because he wasn't there, but they shouldn't have been there in the first place. Here come the staggered kills. Like, you can see that the 3 other allies that were there saw Diablo go in and followed up, which is kind of the right thing. But Diablo started the initiate with only, well, himself to start with, and then 3 more came. The minimap showed that Arthas was in the camp, so you don't engage. And what did he do? He engaged. And then they lost. Here we see the talents. Level 13, he got the more unusual talent where the W actually gets more damage per hero's hit. Never see that taken. The best talent at 13 is almost always Devastating Charge. It gives you a damage on life percent. With the team being down on seeds, defending this is a good idea. You need all the DPS there, but you'll notice that the enemy team is not showing on the map. If they go out too far, they might just die. No, the other team is actually defending their wall. Good for the red team. However, if the enemy team didn't show on the map, it would be Diablo's goal to give sight. That's one of the main things tanks do, is that you let your damage dealers deal the damage, and you provide vision to keep the damage dealers safe. Right now, fortunately, the minimap shows the enemy team is still up top, thus kind of negating this whole golem. They got a tower off of it, which is great for the red team. But if that didn't happen, you should still be out getting sight, especially if they're not showing. Yeah, at 16, Diablo has actually talent variety. I'm a big fan of domination, where you go Q, then E, and Q again. If you actually space it out right, the Q gives you 25 armor. So if you Q, then E, then you don't actually need to combo someone. You can hold your Q, and thus getting armor for 4 seconds instead of getting it for only a meter or 2. So Diablo, your goal here is to flip someone over the wall. Yes, this is a great opportunity to see what Diablo can do to melee heroes. That wall is one of Diablo's best friends. He can grab someone and flip him over it, thus putting him into the center of the enemy team. He's dead. So yeah, if Diablo would have simply waited for the, let's say Varian, to come close to the wall, you press overpower, you E him over the wall, and then you have him isolated. He'll be hit by the keep towers, and oh, nice wall, Nazebo. You're winning this game for your team. Well done.
The dead rise again.
So let's actually look at the map right now. They're down by basically 2 levels, but they have no player advantage. So you could go for the merc camps. You'll see that they have no healer, and they do. So this is actually a good fight for them to take. Yeah, and they do. Varian's auto attack is terrible with the Arthas on him. He's probably gonna be a dead Varian. well done. He just walks with them and lets the damage dealers do their thing. Well played, Arthas.
That's one problem dealt with.
Now that they have a bit more of an advantage, they can take some of the enemy team's camps. So if you notice, Diablo's taking the left side of the map, which is the correct side, because that gives him the ability to steal the enemy seeds. You should always take, when you have the advantage like this, you're a man up, take the enemy seeds first, then take your side seeds. Force the team to fight on the area which you have more control over. Unfortunately, the team is split, and the Arthas and Liu Ming want to kind of poke at walls. They might die there. Actually, they probably will die there. If they stay. Oh, this is good. Oh, good opportunity. Oh, this Nazebo is carrying the team so hard. Nice APOC. See how the APOC hit 3 heroes? Oh, you had a dead Somro right there. You can tell when the Somros are real just by based upon how the healer treats them. Not really a well-respected thing very often, but you can kind of watch which clone the Somro the healer cares about. That's giving you a focus target. It's more of a higher level thing. Something to work on if you notice it. Man, this Diablo is just a sponge for stuns. He gets hit by all the golems stunned, even the enemy golems and even the neutral. You notice right now that the enemy team is starting to respawn, and their medic is out of mana. They really should be, well, they have time to get the upper left champ and then just be out. Once again, take the enemy side first, then yours. So Liu Ming has the right idea. Okay, good, they're staying grouped up. Arthas is off to the left getting sight. Diablo is getting the souls. 100 to 0. Good. You'll notice that it is a 19 to 20 fight though, so it's really hard for them to push that aggressively. But with the golem with that much HP, they could probably do pretty well. So right here we see a Diablo lane clearing. Bad. His wave clear is not very good. Right now it's more important to be with your ally golem and be at full mana. He should have just beat back and ignored those sappers. That keep wall won't do anything for them. It's 100-0. Let's see what the team does. You'll notice that the Liu Ming's not here. That should be a big warning for this Diablo, not to engage too hard. However, we see flip the Lucio target, which is perfect. The team is still focusing the Varian, but that's what the team's gonna do. Man, Arthas is going to town. So, Diablo should just be out. He's not useful right now. You'll notice... Oh wow, he's learned his 20 talent. You'll notice that the medic was focused down in that team fight. And Diablo is probably... Well, both Arthas and Diablo have good peel for him. They should have been peeling for the medic. He should not let him die. Yeah, for some comps you need to think, am I going to be a Diablo that peels? Am I going to be a Diablo that engages? With this team comp, I would argue to be the Diablo that peels. Seeing how hard the medic was getting focused, you just use your CC on whoever's focusing the medic and keep him alive. These team fights are really based upon if medic lives or not. With the enemy team being ahead, it's an opportunity to get safe camps. Yeah, that's one thing I kind of want to talk about is what you should be doing. Because I notice a lot of the players during times like this, they say, oh, where should I be? Should I just be in lane? The answer is usually no. If you are ahead, you should be able to invade and take the enemy camps. If you're behind, take safe camps. If you are a hero like Diablo who needs souls, go get souls. But if you're someone, say like Morales, you should never be clearing camps. With the team fight happening on the left, Nazebo is probably going to cost the team this fight. Wow, I've never seen a stim Diablo before. And Arthas was a champ. He took like 5 of them on. Now this being a 4v5 is an opportunity to disengage. Opportunity to disengage. Oh. Opportunity was not taken. The opportunity was not taken. This might be GG for the allied team. Yeah, once the Arthas went down, and the Diablo, Nazebo, and Medic combo couldn't kill D.Va, it's time to leave. One thing to notice is with counter D.Va play, is that you can actually Q and flip her exploding suit, which may not seem to be useful because then you're going to get hit by it, but if you need to peel for your enemy team, it could be useful. Here we see the talents of Diablo, Life Leech being terrible, the Speed Demon, the Slow and Overpower being kind of bad. And at 20, we saw that he went for the Even in Death, so that his ultimate pops again when he dies. And seeing how this Diablo is playing, it's absolutely the right the right talent for him. But if you're actually better at your character, the Lord of Terror talent is really good versus Sombreros. You drain 10% max health per hero near you. With the enemy team having 7 heroes, you could potentially gain, 70% life back. You hit all of them with the Lord of Terror. But he's dying a lot, so him getting more value off of his stun could be better. You'll see the team is split up in this team fight. Morales is down and Diablo's up. This is an opportunity to not fight this. They're split. Okay. That caused Arthas to get... That was a very good D.Va. Oh, we finally got the KT. Stun him again. You see how the team is being split constantly? This is the main problem. They're fighting around this circle, and they're not winning. Oh wow, Talimin came in and actually started doing his thing. Oh. Once again, don't let the enemy team escape. Good flip, good flip. Burn him down. Diablo dying is not such a bad thing, because he gets the free stun, thus giving the kill. Well done, Diablo. You just died passively and had your ultimate do work. So right now the enemy team is getting the golem. I actually think that's wrong. This is a time to win the game, as someone has pinged. You have, what, 3 of them down for another 40 seconds? Pushing for golem isn't going to guarantee a win. It's going to guarantee a keep. When you actually are on this map and you see a team wipe like this in the 22-minute margin, just win the game. The score's already at 20%. Here come the catapults. We're going to do some good work on that. Oh, come on. Come on, Winions. Winions! Okay. So with that, let's talk a little bit about what Diablo does, what he doesn't do. Like I said before, he is... What happened? Okay. What he doesn't do. He is a gank tank. He's great on roam maps, and he's really good when approaching enemies from behind, meaning he queues them deeper into the allied team side. Typically, you do is a queue. If you push them towards your side, you queue and you body block. Once they walk past you, you overpower them back to your side again. Then continue to body block. It provides a lot of CC, and we didn't see very much of that. And so, if you want to play them right, you have to really master the QE combo and what to do. So, like I said, 1, you're pushing them into the ally side and you queue them, then queue them, auto attack, body block as they walk past you. You overpower them over your head, auto attack them, body block. It's a huge amount of CC. Or if you're not behind the enemy and you're actually facing Well, if you're facing the enemy team side, you Q then E immediately and you body block the best as you can. That's usually what will happen. There's also some cases where you can walk up to someone, say like Arthas or even like Stitches, a tank that has very little mobility. You can just overpower them, push them into your team, and try to go for a kill. It's not always ideal, but on tanks that have low mobility, like Stitches or even Artanis, Varian's a bad example because he has Protect, but tanks that have very low mobility, you can E them over and flip. I mean, you can't E them over and then push. It works sometimes, but not always. It depends upon your team comp, how bursty you are. So this ally team comp had a Zevo and a Li Ming. Li Ming can combo with Diablo well, but it's difficult. Just because of all the displacement that he has. He pushes them farther, then flips them over. So the Li Ming has to land her skill shots on the place where she thinks the target will be flipped to. It's really hard to do. There used to be an old school combo of Diablo and Tyrande, where Diablo would charge, and then Tyrande would cast her stun behind Diablo, expecting the overpower. It's a combo that I've done before, and it's difficult, and it takes practice and a lot of practice to get good execution on that. Another thing about Diablo is that, like I said, he's kind of a snowball tank, in that if you have 100 souls and you're winning, you are going to probably continue winning because you are going to have so much more HP, so much more spell shield. You are about 40% harder to kill when you have your souls at 100 versus your souls at 0. Okay, so if you're behind, you're probably going to stay behind. And he's also, of course, very weak on 2-lane maps because he needs souls, so he's good on Spider Tween. He's bad on maps like this with Cursed Hollow. Not Cursed Hollow, but the golems. Okay. And another thing to say is when to do Lightning Breath and when to do APOC. For the most part, like 90% of the time, you want to have APOC. CC is always good. He has 2 stuns. Give him a 3rd stun. It's just better.